What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a very, very special episode of the Waterboy Podcast. It is episode 346, and the Los Angeles Dodgers are back-to-back World Series champions. I try to remove myself as a fan. I try to not be biased, but many neutral MLB fans out there are saying this is the best World Series that they've seen in a long time. They're saying it's better than 2016 Cubs Guardians or Cubs Indians at the time, saying it's better than that. Just even though the gravity of the scenario, Indians are down or up 3-1, Cubs come back down 3-1. Both teams had 50 and like 100-year curses, all that. But on a game-to-game individual basis, these games were much closer than that series was.
Losing's not an option, Grant. Losing wasn't an option.
According to Kira from Death Note himself, losing is not an option. So his words, not mine. Also at the parade, I can't help but giggle that he spoke perfect English during his little interview clip. Couldn't help but giggle to myself.
There was some mental process. He was thinking a little bit of like the words that you should be using. There's a little bit of
I mean specifically after Game 7 on the Fox broadcast, A-Rod, Big Papi Jeter interviewing the Dodgers.
Yep.
When they asked Ohtani about Yama, it was quite clear he understood every single word of the question.
Well, I think that they've understood every question that they've been asked. I think it's more so the giving them the proper full-on response rather than it being two sentences.
And once I realized that Ichiro speaks perfect English, has his entire life. When he came over to the Mariners, he spoke perfect English. I mean, but he thought it was really funny how everybody thought he couldn't, so he used a translator for his whole career. I will just say,
I mean, English is already a hard language, but also as somebody who has spoken Mandarin and learned Mandarin, you can understand the words sometimes, but you can't say the translate. You just don't know how to say certain words though. So
as I'm not afraid to admit it, as the worst French speaker in the history of the language, I'm not lying. I am the worst pronunciator of French words in the history of the language ever. Any human that's ever tried to say Je m'appelle Grant, they cannot do it as American as I can. They can't. They can't. But enough about the translation stuff. We just gotta talk about this. We gotta talk about this series. We gotta
series, game, players. First things first, Grant. Before we even
baseball
talk,
as a whole,
before we even talk about this, it's part of the series, but I think the first thing we need to do is talk about Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
Yeah. Okay. So Yoshinobu Yamamoto. There's gonna be three guys we're gonna specifically talk about: him, Will Smith, and Miggy Bro. Okay, we're gonna start with Yoshi though.
Yeah.
He now Dodger fan talk, Dodger Grant talking, and more specifically, middle school Dodger Grant talking right now. Mad Bum's playoff run in the 2014. Well, they eventually won that World Series, but that entire playoff run, Mad Bum had just one of the craziest stretches I can ever remember. Mad Bum, I believe he makes 2 starts in that series, then also pitches Game 7 in relief, like comes in like the 4th inning, I think finishes the game. That run was unbelievable. And I'm taking the Dodger fan out of this.
So I have his stats.
Okay, even better.
General stats.
Actually,
I have both of theirs. I have both of theirs.
Is it postseason or World Series?
This is specific to World Series.
Okay, that's fine.
World Series, and then I also have,
that's fair.
I think, total.
Let's do World Series.
I think I also have.
Let's do World Series. Okay. Focus on that.
So Grant, World Series.
Do Mad Bum first.
Mad Bum 2-0, 21 innings pitched, 291 pitches, 1 run, 1 MVP. Yoshinobu Yamamoto 3-0, second pitcher to ever do that behind. Just take a guess.
Sandy Koufax?
No, not specific to the Dodgers.
3 World Series wins.
3+ games.
In a series.
2 pitchers ever. Since 1970. Since 1970.
Okay. damn. And okay.
You should get this. This is a pitcher that you should be thinking of. One of the first pitchers comes to mind.
Is this Pedro?
No,
Not Randy.
it is Randy. It
It
is
is
Randy
2001
Johnson.
Randy
Randy Johnson,
for the
only other pitcher
D-backs?
since 1970 to win 3+ games in a single World Series. But Grant,
3 World Series wins is crazy.
Yoshinobu Yamamoto, obviously Mad Bum, like I said, 2-0, 21 innings pitched, 291, 1 run.
You have his strikeouts.
Uh,
It's fine. Whatever.
I have ERAs and stuff, but that's
ERAs, no,
that's
good.
for full postseason though. But
okay, go to Yama.
Yoshi 3-0, 17.2 innings pitched, 235 pitches, 2 runs, 1 MVP. For the full
like a lot of people when they compare those two World Series runs specifically, this isn't me, I didn't figure this out. Baseball Twitter figured this out for me. If you compare the lineups that both pitchers had to go against, so the 2014 Kansas City Royals versus the 2025 Toronto Blue Jays, it's extremely disrespectful to Yamamoto to compare both runs. The Toronto Blue Jays were literally light years better than the Royals hitting. The 2014 Royals, that bullpen is the funniest thing I've ever read in my life. I think they had like 7 dudes with sub-2 ERAs.
I quite literally read a
Forget
tweet
that shit,
saying
though.
that they were plumbers in comparison.
Oh, no, that's what I've been made aware of. That the 2014 Royals lineup, the hitters were plumbers.
It didn't feel like at the time. It didn't feel like it at the time.
It didn't feel like it back then. I was thinking like Salvi, Perez mashing for them back then. Didn't feel like it. But when you look back and check out the numbers, it's like, oh yeah, no, like there was no Vladdy on the Royals.
Just the fact that it was there was no after
Kirk on the Royals.
He had pitched a complete game, then was almost willing to come out and pitch in that 18-inning game in game 3. Then he pitched 90% of game 6. And then he was like, yeah, I'll sacrifice my arm for the greater good in game 7.
I'll be honest, though. When I saw him getting pulled, he got pulled after 6 at like 90-something pitches. I think we were all thinking it. We're like, he's pitching tomorrow. You don't pull him out of this at 90-some pitches unless you plan on using him the next day.
Now,
that's how I interpreted it.
That is just like, I haven't seen another person have that much just, you know what? If I die, I die, essentially, of the mentality. That is the embodiment of all baseball. Like, that's a baseball guy right there.
Yeah, like, I hate to say it, but last episode, you can go back right now. I think I literally titled it like urgent message to all Dodger fans. It's on the pod right now. I said in there, it's going to be the darkest 48 hours since
you called the whole thing.
Yama's going to close out game 7. I was incorrect saying he'd throw a complete game 6. That was a little rash of me to predict. But the rest, I kind of hit right on the head. And that was as satisfying as it could get. Going out like that, down 3-2, everybody was questioning. Even internally, we're all questioning our own team, questioning Dave Roberts, questioning hitters, pitchers, so many things that you could point fingers at and point the blame. But at the end of the day, this team just... Joe Davis said it best: to knock out or to beat the champ, you have to knock him out. And they just pulled a Tyson Fury. I mean, knock down and just wake up, like literally.
Well, obviously, we'll get to Miggy and Will Smith, but like the Miggy, that's the embodiment of. But Grant, just the one thing for Yamamoto, I don't have this specific. I probably could if I looked it up right now, but this is specific to all postseason, every game of the postseason. Okay. These are Yamamoto and Madison Mad Bum stats 2014, 2025. Okay. Just 3 stats here. 3 critical stats. Strikeouts, ERA, whip. 3 stats.
Let's just give me that. Yeah.
Mad Bum, 45 strikeouts, 103 ERA, and a 6.5 whip. Yamamoto, 33 strikeouts, a 1.45 ERA, and a 78 whip.
Yeah, I think if you're just looking at the lineups both teams had to go through, Yama went through the Phillies lineup, who their axe murderers start to finish. The Brewers left some food on the plate compared to how they were in the regular season, but still they led the MLB in wins. They were the number one team in baseball in the regular season. And then you have to go up against that voodoo dark witchcraft team, the Blue Jays. Holy shit.
Three different times in the Blue Jays.
I'm not afraid to admit at all, the Blue Jays outplayed us. They were the better team in this series.
He pitched what, like 18-ish innings versus the Blue Jays?
Yeah, I think it was 17 and
2/3 or something,
or a third. Yeah. He pitched a lot. That's a lot of innings pitched. And like, I think a slight difference is with Yamamoto's situation, they had no other options to turn to. The option was Yamamoto. Like, it was either you're either coming in this game 0 days rest, you pitch yesterday, or we lose the World Series. Like those were. Yeah,
considering I saw Roki and Kershaw warming up, I think they sent Kershaw out there. Kershaw won the World Series, we'd be having a way different conversation right now.
If Clayton Kershaw got I said before, the only way that I would be bawling my eyes out like a little boy is if he got the last out in the World Series. I was not bawling my eyes out like a little boy when Yama did it, not gonna lie. But that was just
when his career comes to a close, though, at that current rate.
Oh yeah, but that was just like I would say at this point with Yama, it's kind of crazy to say, but like he's on path to be one of the greatest, pitchers in MLB history. But like specifically postseason, he's gonna have a lot of postseason starts over the rest of his career, and in a sport where the least amount of teams make the playoffs compared to every other league, in a sport where it's the most random, the better team does not always advance and move on to the next round.
Hey, like in the Blue Jays, the better team didn't win the World Series.
Well, yeah, no. Hey, I mean, just looking at how they were hitting, they were playing like every single concern that's ever popped in my head about scary postseason hitters, the Blue Jays had multiple, and we had none in those last couple of games. None of us had the juice. Like I feel so bad for their players because we probably will be back here next year. I don't know if the Blue Jays will ever have this run for the stars to align like it just did. And that division, how tough the AL East is.
Doesn't come back, and like that's a really big piece.
Yeah, and Bichelle was playing with 2 torn ACLs, so he might just miss the whole next season. Like in order for him to tough out this postseason run, like he might risk missing the entire next season for this run. And so, yeah, like I do feel for the Blue Jays players. Somehow, Everett, the Blue Jays fans have found a way to make me hate them. Like many just normal neutral sports shows were saying how after Andres Gimenez leaned into that pitch, started bitching, benches clear, thinking that we're throwing at him in Game 7 of the World Series, the 9-hitter in a 2-strike count.
Tried to get himself hit like the pitch before.
That's the other. The whole game plan of the Blue Jays was Gimenez lean into this shit, go get a free base. That was their game plan. Then they executed their game plan and then bitched about it, saying, "Why do you hit me?" It's like, that's what you were trying to do. What do you mean? Why did you hit me? You should be like, thank you, Robleski, for giving us a free runner with Springer out. Now he has a runner on. Like, we already throw at Springer's head. We're not going to hit 2 dudes in a row. What are you saying? Like, we do throw at Springer. Not going to act like we don't. We are intentionally trying to hit him. I hate George Springer, and so does everybody at Dodger Stadium. Anyone affiliated with the Dodgers really dislikes George Springer. So yeah, we were throwing at him. I wonder
why.
You think we're throwing at Gimenez, the 9-hitter, who like literally cannot buy a hit with his $9-figure $1 million contract
too? Like,
that's another thing people forget. Look up Andres Gimenez's contract, and you're like, wait, he gets paid more than Tommy Edman? That doesn't sound like a good deal. Yeah, it wasn't a good. Don't know how Cleveland paid Andres Gimenez and then somehow got them off the books and shipped him to Toronto. Like, it was trading sunk costs. You get what I'm saying, Everett? You don't win when Andres Gimenez plays for your team. you lose. And especially when he has an 8-year, $100 million contract, then the franchise loses badly. But yeah, no, Andres Gimenez, that made me hate the Blue Jays. I wasn't hating them as a team. I hated them because they were so good and they just refused to get out. That's why I hated them. It was more so like not Varsho. I was thinking that at the start, but like Alejandro Kirk, like would have had a very top spot in my list of all-time hated MLB players with Daniel Murphy, Howie Kendrick, Tatis is still in there, Corbin Carroll, anyone who's beat the Dodgers in the playoffs for the past like decade, pretty much.
Specifically, like you didn't list like Altuve in there, and specifically noting that like because they're good is why you hate them. Not Josh because Reddick, they cheated.
I hate because you suck and you're an asshole. Like Yuli Gurriel, I hate you because you suck and you're an asshole. You're both.
Yeah.
You know, there's a slight difference. But, you know, back to the game itself. Will Smith, he caught the most innings in postseason history for a catcher for just a single postseason. I also think he caught the most innings in the World Series because he caught that full 18-inning game. Yeah. So his numbers were going to be juiced up. But Will Smith, this whole year, really, now he was injured, kind of that second half was missing a lot of time, like especially in September. But the one thing throughout the year that he was Mr. Consistent was hitting with runners on base. That was the one thing where
that's why he had a batting too.
Yeah, I not guarantee, but he was like the only sure bet in the lineup when guys were on base. You could feel pretty confident he was going to deliver. But Will Smith coming up massive 2-0 count slider right down the middle, did not miss on it. Takes that, smokes that, giving us a 5-4 lead. I've been saying many past postseason runs, 1 through 4 needs to hit. I've said for a while, like, doesn't matter. We can complain about the pitchers. That shit doesn't matter if 1 through 4 can't hit. And specifically, you know, 1 through 4, Will Smith, 4-hitter moving up to 2. Like, he was just unbelievable. Mookie and Freddie were atrocious the entire postseason run.
Each of them, let's put it, Shohei, Freddie, and Mookie each had very significant moments throughout the World Series.
They all like games individually won a game by themselves.
And like specifically game-wise, like Freddie and Shohei were kind of the same game. Freddie walked it off in the 18th after Shohei was getting blocked the whole time.
I forgot that was the same game. Holy shit.
It feels like 2. It was 2. It
was 2. There was
it was 2
in the series.
I mean, like Shohei
and
overall,
it's perfect because that first game, that first innings, that did count as a tie. Nobody.
I mean, like Shohei overall was generally contributing, just not to the level that we would have hoped out of Shohei Ohtani throughout the series.
Yeah.
But like Mookie, outside of the one like hit that he got when it mattered,
the amount of pop flies,
very bad.
I mean. He probably had an infield pop fly or like a shallow pop fly if you can't tag up on probably 60% of his ABs. Like I had never seen anything like it.
I don't remember what his batting average was right now, but
certainly sub 200.
It was like mid low 100. Yeah. I was about to say like it could not have been that much higher than Andy's. Like Andy Pages,
and Andy Pages quite literally was the worst hitter in MLB postseason history. Like statistically, he put up the worst hitting single season postseason performance in the history of a sport that's 150 years old.
Defensively, different story, story. But
but before we get exactly on all that, like Will Smith this year was just a rock in the lineup, delivering time in, time out, and I'm so happy that he got to have that moment.
I just will also say, like, you're talking about catching for the most innings ever in a postseason in a World Series. Like every time I hear
he's catching starters making their first relief appearances.
Every time that I hear that, I genuinely think like of Joe Mauer and how much like Joe Mauer had to stop catching because of how much it hurt his back to be sitting there the whole time.
Yeah, and like, also Mauer's a tall guy.
Will Smith isn't like super
it's like
small
messed up
either.
to his health.
Will Smith is not like a super short guy.
He's not Alejandro Kirk back there, okay?
But like to do that and to come in and catch, like catching is a hard job, especially when you got You got all the
Dude,
pitchers in the 18th inning that are doing all that. You have to
crazy.
get through all that. Like, that's
Catching
crazy
is like an
to come in and
impossible
hit.
task.
Like, especially when you drive so much power while hitting from your back and your core, like to be on the ground catching
to
a whole
get lift, have
series is
pop
crazy.
in the 11th inning still, and you just he literally caught 24 games straight up to that point.
Yeah, no. And like, I'm sure him being out for the little bit of time before is probably why he was able to
You know,
do
but
that.
yeah,
Otherwise,
that certainly
Lopez
helped.
probably would
It
end
did.
up playing. But I,
And all I'm saying, Austin Barnes still gets a ring. Chris Taylor gets a ring. He was on the roster this year. You know,
yeah.
These are the guys I fight for. But Will Smith, tremendous performance. So we got on a specific player shout. Got to end off on Miggy Rowe. Oh my goodness, baseball's gonna baseball. This sport is magical. This sport, the storylines are unreal. Like there's a reason why it's America's pastime for so long, because there are too many. If you're a baseball beat writer, there were too many ways you could have gone with your World Series recap. However, whichever angle or whatever picture you wanted to paint, you could have gone for it. There were so many options on the table there. If you want to go like Yamamoto, Shohei, if you want to go like the Rays pitchers coming over, you want to get like
even
Clayton
Andy,
his last time out.
Andy mossing on top of Kike,
like so many different storylines. But then baseball's gonna baseball. Miguel Rojas. I don't know about you, but I would say around when we were down 3-0, the whole fam, we were all like, yeah, no, we're just gonna lose a game 7 again, rip my heart out, step on it, spit on my heart, literally kick it into the mud, like just don't even care about my well-being. And then they just fought, clawed back, stayed in it, stayed within striking range. But specifically how baseball is going to baseball, Miguel Rojas, he hadn't gotten a hit in a month. Earlier in game 7, he got a hit earlier in the game to break up his month-long cold streak without getting a hit. He has hit like 6 home runs this year. Had not hit a home run off a righty all season. But what I found out on the broadcast is that Jeff Hoffman, he's a very good closer, but he leads the AL in home runs allowed for relievers. And like in a way, Everett, I wouldn't say he's as bad as the name I'm about to mention, but it was kind of like the Blue Jays were bringing out Tanner Scott. And it was like, we should win this. We have a lead. He's our closer. But like, if there is a guy in the bullpen who's prone to giving up a solo shot, it is this guy. And so Blue Jays fans were on the edge of their seat, holding their breath for that whole thing. But Miggy Rowe working a 3-2 count. We are 4 strikes away from losing the World Series.
I mean,
4 strikes away. And then he delivers the biggest hit of his life.
One
of the biggest hits in Dodger history, but it is the biggest hit in Dodger history. So it is.
Miguel Rojas. I mean, people have said it too. Like, so Joe Davis is a Dodgers commentator, right? Like he watched the Dodgers all year, and you could hear in his voice when he's like, "No way, Miguel Rojas, no way." Yeah, he watched Miggy play all season. Like that was legitimate, not just disbelief because of the moment, but like disbelief because of who hit it,
who it was.
And Grant, like I'm looking at Miggy's stats right now. Okay, he had 5 hits all postseason. Okay, 5 hits all postseason. 1 home run all postseason. Grant, his last home run came versus the San Francisco Giants on September 19th. Before that, Grant, before that home run, guess when the home run prior to that one was?
May. Let me guess May. June? He definitely didn't hit one in August. There's no way he did.
It was July 19th, Grant.
I thought you were about to tell me 2024 for a second. I thought you were about to go back a calendar.
No, it was July 19th was the last home run before the one versus the Giants.
Baseball's going to baseball. The least likely guy, Dave Roberts, Miguel Rojas did not start the first 5 games. He decides to bench Pages, move Edman to center, Rojas fill in, play second. Dave Roberts claimed he had a hunch Dave also
Glue guy.
said during Game 7, he's getting interviewed by like A-Rod or Jeter, and he said, I just found out that this whole week Miguel's wife has been telling him you're going to hit a home run. And Miggy tells his wife, like, babe, I'm not even starting. What do you mean I'm going to hit a home run? Like, I'm not even playing. And she was like, no, trust. Like, you're going to do it. It's going to happen. Then it happens, of course.
And
Baseball's going to baseball.
It's also after Game 5, Miggy's the last one in the dugout, just looking at everything, just taking it all in, standing there.
Yeah, and also that's the last at bat of his career. He already said he was retiring before a postseason run. That was quite literally the last AB of his life, and it was the biggest hit of his life and in Dodgers franchise history. So
yeah.
Miguel Rojas, like stories like that. That is how, if you're a non-Dodger fan, you can find a way to like the team when you hear a story. If you're a Jazz Chisholm stan, you will despise every second of this podcast. However, if you agree that Jazz is a bit of a piece of shit, then it's probably easily decided.
Also two other big shout out to Max Muncy. Miggy's home run wouldn't have mattered if it wasn't for Muncy.
Oh yeah, and he was also having an atrocious postseason before then.
Also, one thing we did. Not even just Miggy's home run, but Miggy's played a home off the ground to save the World Series.
Saves it the game before, making a scoop for the double play to end Game 6. Yeah. Like that's just one thing about baseball is, like, I think Dave brought this up last year, and I think it's so true. But baseball is a sport where it's such a grind, such a marathon, 162 game season. Imagine any other sport if they try to play that much. Just think about that.
I think Tua would be actually 6 feet under the ground now.
Wow. Yeah, no. Quinn, they'd already be past Quinn onto the third string. Quinn would already be.
You might be getting a phone call here soon, Grant.
Yeah. Like, so.
Rams need a quarterback.
Like any other sport, it's unreasonable, really, to ask these guys to play 162 games over like 5 months. Like, you don't even have a long month.
Not to mention, they started in Tokyo and ended in Canada. They started and ended the season in 2 different countries.
International athletes over here are like it's WWE or college football now, apparently, going to Ireland.
And the NFL.
Stupid. That as well. Every team has an international game now. But yeah, no, Miggy deserves that moment when you play the game the right way. He's the ultimate team guy, fielder. He spent the last 2 years at the field before games, essentially being Mookie Betts' personal shortstop trainer. He's literally spent the last 2 years like, hey, I know I can't hit. I know I'm old as shit. How do I provide value to this team? How do I convince Andrew Freeman to extend me? I need to teach Mookie Betts how to play short. Like, that is providing value to the team. Nobody forced him, hey, go help out Mookie. That wasn't part of his contract. He was like, I want to win. And how am I going to help the team win? I'm going to be like the scout team shortstop and get Mookie up to speed. So like that's what he was like. I'm going to help this team somehow. And by being the selfless guy all year, selfless guy, team player, then he finally gets an opportunity to go deliver and do what he's supposed to, and then he does. But like hearing just former players, like I saw this one account, it was a dude with like 2.5 thousand followers. I had to fact check it because I thought he was lying, but it was true. This guy was drafted by the Dodgers, played in the minors for the Dodgers. Now he's just a dude on Twitter, but he was literally talking about how, like, yeah, Miguel and I were in AAA together, AA. And I remember we had like a couple of series where specifically we're going up against teams who bunted, but not one of them reached base like during this week-long stretch because Miguel Rojas would consistently make a
Mickey
god.
Was in the Dodgers farm system, right?
Way back. Yeah.
I'm saying, but he was, right? Okay.
Yeah. So I'm saying this story is when Miguel Rojas was like 2009 AA Dodger minor leaguer. Yeah.
But I wanted to make sure I had the team right.
Yeah, no, still the Dodgers. But this guy was just saying, like, Miguel Rojas, like, took my breath away when I was in the minors, how good he was at defense. The guy was like, he's actually so good at infield that it like takes your breath away because he just makes every single play. But like that's a guy who's just a tireless worker, just such a long MLB career, decade plus MLB career, and he gets to have his massive moment. And thank goodness it wasn't Rajay Davis and we lost that game. Thank goodness that wasn't one of the most forgotten home runs in the history of the MLB playoffs. Thank God we can look back at that for being the start of the montage for the second ring win.
There was so many plays on both sides, and obviously for us, the more memorable ones are going to be the Dodgers, which is Yamamoto, Will Klein, the one Kershaw out that he got, Miggy, Shohei.
Kershaw had one plate appearance, one batter face, and he got the out. Bases loaded.
Like there's so many things that you like. If the Dodgers lose that, Will Klein's stretch goes out, Yamamoto's stretch goes out the window. Shohei's 9-9 goes out the window. Freddie's walk off out the window. Kershaw's one pitch probably still remembered. Probably
for us. Well, we'd remember that one.
Mookie's one at bat that he got a hit, definitely out the window. The Page's fucking crazy ass catch.
Despite winning the World Series, I'm gonna forget that Mookie hit within the next 24 hours. Okay, you ask me in 72 hours, I'll be like, Mookie had a 2-run double to go up in Game 6. What? So yeah, no, don't even ask me that. I'll forget that occurred. But you know, I think like last specific guy we want to talk about. Everett, I think we're done ever complaining about Dave Roberts. 3 rings. I don't know how many managers have 3 rings.
Look, I don't know if he listened to the Waterboy podcast or not, but there was certainly 2 years ago, even before
Dookie Betts. Oh, I don't even know why I just went to him immediately, but yeah,
even before the World Series last year, like we were this close to losing, not making it, and we both sat here. And we both said, largely me, I was like, if the Dodgers don't make the World Series this year, do you think making a change? Because sometimes you have coaches that can only take you so far. And maybe you need another coach that get you over the hump. And just like Andy Reid heard criticism and took the Chiefs over and won the Super Bowl finally, Dave Roberts heard that and not only just won one in 2020, maybe half, depending on how you look at it, but just went back to back. And like, you can't, there's still going to be criticism. There's still going to be questionable choices just because now is the standard.
Hey, I still think he probably should have pulled Shohei earlier. He shouldn't have came out for that last. You know.
Yeah. I think we collectively so that, but like as a general point, it's pretty hard to complain when you do get the job done at the end of the day. There's going to be complaining no matter what because Dodger fans, by faith, it's gonna be July, and we're all gonna sit here and be like, "Season's over." It's done. It's done.
I mean, that's the other thing. We said this last year after beating the Yankees. Like we said, like, hey, I don't care about regular season. Like we don't need these starters to win the division. The whole theme last offseason was like, do not let Tyler Glasnow look at a baseball until post All-Star break. I don't even want him to like begin his pitching like up to speed spring training routine until post All-Star break, because as we just saw, and going back to last postseason run, what the starters look like, we don't need you in July. We don't need you for the first 5 months to win the division. We can roll out AAA starters and win the NL West.
I would arguably like to keep them on the IL for 4 months, ramp them up in August.
Yeah, and somebody was kind of leaking this. I think Joe Kelly was kind of revealing our secrets, but Joe Kelly's like, yeah, like when I was on the Dodgers, Andrew Freeman told me, like, we know if you pitch the whole year, you're like a 4.1 ERA guy. We know you could give us 70 innings, but like, we're not paying you $9 million for 70 innings of 4.1 ERA. No. We're paying you this much money because we want 1 month of 1.1 ERA. And we know you can give us 1 month. If we ask for 2 months, we're stupid for asking you to do that. That's unrealistic. But I see 1 ERA month out of you, and we're going to put you on IR if you aren't 110%. If you feel 109% ready, IR. No. I need you 110 to give me a 1-1. And so like we're uber cautious with the guys. Yes, because we want them in at their peak, but also like we don't need them. We didn't need Blake Snell or Glass now to win the West. We needed Yama. We need one of them. Okay, we need one killer starter. Okay, just one.
I mean, we have our mad bum, Grant. Like we have our mad bum.
And I said before the postseason started, of the 4 starters, the one that I would actually be the most concerned about just on any given start basis is Yamamoto because of the strikeouts. And even this run, I think he only had like a 7-1 K9.
No, he's a contact, dude.
It wasn't elite, but weak. Nobody barreled it. Nobody squared him up.
Kirk's bat broke on the last out.
Saw him off last play. Yeah. Literally. So it like my other concern is like, with a ground ball pitcher, weak contact like Yamamoto, you rely on the defense. And I think like Teoscar and Wright, like, Miggy and Mookie.
Lack of effort out of Teo all series.
Miggy and Mookie, elite defensive play, middle infield. But it's not every position we're going to make a play. Last year, everybody on defense was making a play at fielding. Every single guy last year. Everyone. But this year, it wasn't everyone.
Tommy had some errors. He made them up. Andy made up for his batting. But, like, Muncy had a couple go through. Kike, I think, had a couple get lost. Teo was the biggest culprit of them all.
All year. Just awful. He was just atrocious. But last year against the Yankees, shit, Teo's gunning Stanton at home. Like that's what's so crazy to me, how I know it's in, like, I know you're physically capable of doing it. Like, I saw it just 360 days ago. So I know you physically can be a good fielder, but you just aren't. And like that, I don't really know what to do. Like, if you're Dave, I don't really know how to manage that, because it's probably a bad idea to be like, we're going to work on your fundamentals this month. That's probably not the time. The thing
maybe a little bit of effort, just to be like, hey, maybe we take a brisk jog this time to the ball.
Like maybe just like, make it look like you're trying, just so our pitchers think you're caring. Because right now the starters think you're a liability. Like Glass now, earlier in that series, he gives up like double to deep right, and they immediately show him. He immediately screams "fuck," not because he gave the hit, because he knows Teo's there and he knows that's a double, probably 3. Like, that's why
Teo was maybe a solid 10 yards behind where the ball landed. Like, not even Kike at least would run up and like try to scoop it. Like, there's a little bit of effort there, but
Pages would be running his ass off.
Pages is Byron Buxton taking the ball to the dome if he might overdo it.
Turn into Julio Jones in the 9th. Like, what the hell, dude? I mean, my heart dropped 4 times over the last, not last 20 minutes of the game, but that 8th to 9th inning, my heart dropped to the depths of the core of the earth 17 times. I mean, the most stress-inducing thing I've ever had to sit through in my whole life. I'm so happy we won. I'm just so conditioned to Dodger heartbreaks in a win or go home. I've just been conditioned.
I can't say that that's the most stressful, because I mean, it might be the second most stressful thing following the.
I'm not gonna lie. Miracle. I actually think I was more stressed Game 1 Yankees last year. My heart was beating out of my chest when Freddie went up. I like specifically remember that I was hyperventilating essentially during that whole end of the game.
Well, Freddie now will have a Dodger hat on when he retires, so that's.
I mean, we can't. Yeah, no, that's done and dusted. I would say last little thing just on this whole season as a whole. Let's talk Dynasty for real quick. So people online are saying Dynasty. People online are saying it. Like Jeff Passan was like 3 and 6 years. So like Passan was saying it. I know the general trend is 3 and 4, but that's primarily an NBA/Patriots thing.
Yeah.
Like NBA, if you are the Golden State Warriors, you should win the NBA final. you should never get eliminated in a 7-game series with that team. You should. In
Yeah.
baseball, though, just based on the sport itself, like it's harder. And maybe in baseball we extend that 3 and 4. I think 3 and 6 personally is pushing it. Am I
Well, I think it's
we're
also
really
weird.
pushing it.
It is weird because, as objectively speaking, like the 2020 ring came on a short season, so it's a little bit weird. I mean, by MLB terms, yeah, it's a dynasty, especially doing it back to back.
Yeah. For MLB, I think back to back is
like
dynasty.
The last time it happened was with the Yankees in 2000.
Yeah, that shit doesn't count. And those don't count. Last time a non-Yankees team did it was the Cincinnati Reds in the
1976, 75, 76. So
yeah, 70s. I mean, but
I think specifically because of that
50 years
that can do it for sure.
Like I was looking up, it's like the Yankees have done it like 14 times, so it doesn't count. But like Dodgers, 6 teams have ever.
The Dodgers are keeping their entire core, assuming that they take Muncy's team option and Vessia's team option. The only free agent that was certifiably getting reps.
I wasn't sure. Oh, I did not know Vesia was up, but
the only player that was getting certifiable reps in the playoffs that is a free agent is Kike, and I guarantee you, if they were like Kike, just come. Kike will be like, yeah, I'm coming back.
You know, I'll say this. So after this postseason run, I would imagine Freeman's going up to Kike's agent this time around. Like you're getting a pay cut to come. We know you're coming back, but we all.
I think Kike personally, there's nowhere else he'd rather be.
Yeah, no, he's not. Yeah, like that little like 2-3 months in Boston. Stop that. Come back, dude. Come on.
Okay.
But yeah.
That's a wrap, though.
Forget. Yeah, we're not going to get into off-season talk. No. This is your off-season Dodger preview. Munetaka Murakami. Go
Even
have
with
fun.
Max Muncy?
I think, especially after this run that Muncy just had, I was just like
Muncy's only 10 the thing about.
I understand. It's just like Munetaka is 25 years old, Japanese Max Muncy, and like I don't know. It's a hitter. Like pitcher is different because it's easier to predict that translation to the MLB. Hitter, it's not like if you're a 1,000 OPS hitter in NPB, that is no guarantee that you're going to be lights out in the MLB. Like the only like Japanese hitters that have came over and like dominated, it's like literally Shohei, Ichiro, and Godzilla. That's
I mean, maybe nobody else. Maybe it's recency bias, but like Muncy,
he'll be cheap, is what I'm saying. He'll be like 100.
Yeah, but I'm also saying Max having the last that home run to end the game, like for
I don't want to get rid of Muncy. I love him too much, and he's playing good defense. Like if that was taking a step back, I can get it, but if he's playing good defense, then no. Like you're on the team. But I think we get both, Everett.
I mean, maybe I don't really know what you would do that for besides like depth, but
well, it's just like Muncy's like just not gonna be expensive, so we're just gonna take, and he wants to stay. But we're gonna take Munetaka. Like he like those like our 3-headed Japanese monster right now. Like they are all too close friends with Munetaka. Like I look up him on Instagram. Anyone like every Instagram photo he takes is in a Dodger hat. Like this dude is openly telling everyone like, guys, did you really think I wasn't gonna go to the Dodgers? Like, what are we doing? Like he's essentially saying that on his Instagram.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's it. Yeah, that's the off-season preview.
That's a wrap. That's a wrap on the 2025-20 or 24-25. Just 2025 MLB season.
Yeah, just 2020. Yeah. 25. Baseball, we just do the year.
Yeah, just the year. I'm looking at football stuff, so my head's a little bit. It was a little bit.
But yeah, I mean, an excellent season. I think, as Dodger fans, at the end of the day, we all need to chill in the regular season. That's the moral of the year. Chill in the regular season. We're okay.
Yeah.
But all right, that's gonna do it on the 2025 MLB season. Congrats to the Los Angeles Dodgers, back-to-back
Um,
champs.
okay, Grant. I mean, we could talk a little bit of college football and a little bit of the NFL here. I mean, how much college football to really talk about? There were a little bit of shakeup this week, kind of. Not
Yeah, I'd say
really anything that
massive
was
bummer.
unpredicted besides Georgia
Yeah,
Tech and
massive bummer
Miami.
with the YouTube TV, ESPN blackout. Well, I guess not black, just taken off the platform. That, a slight damper um on the college football Saturday, not gonna lie. Or at least that was kind of the vibe that I was getting, realizing the gravity of the situation. But it was still an amazing weekend. Real quick, I want to talk just real quick on Ohio State because I don't know the next opportunity I'll have to talk about them
Okay. Yeah,
until
have a little
Michigan.
Ohio State of the
Uh,
Union.
I haven't talked about them in a while.
Have a little Ohio State of the Union here.
But I thought that Penn State game, and keep in mind I was so locked into Game 7, so like I'm remembering bits and pieces of that Penn State game. Everett, I like couldn't. I like literally didn't even have time throughout the week to like pregame the Penn State game because I was so focused on the World Series. So like I didn't read any preview thing on the game at all. I was going in dry, for lack of a better term. But I was, I think that was actually the best result for Ohio State to get punched in the mouth, kind of stumble your way into halftime. I think they were only up 17-14 at the half. I think they had a
Hey,
3-point lead at the half.
that sounds about right.
Yeah, I think it was only 17-14 at the half. And I kind of thought that was the best possible result for Ohio State as a team to compete come playoff time. Like I thought they had to get pushed around a little bit on both sides of the ball. That first half, D line and O line were getting moved around, and I think that's necessary to be able to see on tape, find out what our weaknesses are when we do go up against top talent in the playoffs eventually. I thought that was good for us to like measure our specifically up front, both D line or both lines, and kind of see how we hang with some other highly recruited, highly talented, just fronts. But another three little shout outs. First shout out, Carnell Tate. Holy shit. I mean, this guy's crazy. My brother and I were trying to play a little game. We were trying to get a comparison for him, like an NFL comparison, and we literally couldn't come up with one because Carnell Tate is like 6'3", 195, pretty big. Fast, pretty fast. I would bet he runs like a 4.48, 4.49 at the combine, something like that. But really physical at the catch point. He likes to go up and grab it. He's not afraid of making a catch in tight windows. But like I was thinking of some comparison for him. I really can't get one. Like I don't know what other receivers, and I don't mean talk like this to like talk him up, saying he's like generational. I'm saying like I I I just can't think of like a not a big brute 6'3", like 6'3", skinny, but still like physical. Like you could kind of say it's Quinn Johnston that can catch. Like this year, I don't even need to include that can catch anymore. Just Quinn Johnson this year. That might be my comp for Carnell Tate. That's to be determined though. But Carnell Tate's been absolutely unbelievable. He's whatever NFL team he goes to. Oh my God, Everett, he's going to be a baller, and like he should be like around 20. He's not going top 10. So like he should go to a solid team that's like knocking on the door playoffs, like kind of that range. That's where he should be going. And like he's just gonna be an animal for whoever takes him, regardless what receivers are there. We just saw what a Mecca did to Mike Evans and Godwin. Like, oh shit, new receiver. We're on to the next era of Bucks football. Like that's just gonna be Carnell Tate wherever he goes. I really hope he's a Buffalo Bill. Next check. Jeremiah Smith, also alien. I saw this comp recently, and I actually think you're gonna like this. I think it's a lazy comp when people say Jeremiah Smith, Julio Jones. If you just look at like 40 time size, weight, sure, you're going to compare him to Julio Jones. But I saw this from some Buckeye fans and kind of raised my eyebrows because I was like, wait, that does sound right. Jeremiah Smith's comp is Andre Johnson, prime Andre Johnson, extremely physical, running little slants, dig routes. Like he is not afraid to eat a hit. He doesn't exactly have the agility wiggle. Julio's got wiggle. Like he's got Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase wiggle. They can you. They just got a little wiggle to them when they have the ball in their hands, where they can dance a little bit and still keep that speed. Jeremiah's more so downhill. All right. It's kind of like Derrick Henry in the sense where when Jeremiah gets to top speed, you're not catching him. Gone.
Yeah. I mean,
the issue is there's not many scenarios on the football field where you're able to just sprint and get to your top speed. There's not many scenarios where that exists.
Depends on the scheme that you're on and how far, back on the field you are. Like if you've got 50 yards to run,
of course. But he needs to get downhill going. Those legs got to be churning. Then he reaches top speed. Then he's uncatchable, but doesn't quite have that wiggle. But I would say he's more like Andre Johnson. Just physical, bowling ball-ish, get the ball, go. Not cut up field. I'm going forward, keeping my momentum when I catch the ball. We're going forward, whichever direction that is. And then last shout, Julian Saint's been unbelievable. I don't want to shout this out too long because for Ohio State to be Ohio State, he needs to think he sucks and he's garbage and he's a loser. So if you somehow are listening to this, Julian, please click off. You got better stuff to do. But in case you are, you're a loser. Honda McCord's better than you. But he's been really good. Everett. He's been really good. I would say he reminds me of CJ Stroud, how he throws the deep ball. I'll throw that around lightly. All I'll say. But I'm slightly concerned about the praise Ohio State's going to get coming up here. But you know what? We'll see. Got another month until I have a football game I care about with that team. On to the NFL.
Okay, Grant. Yeah, so just with the NFL, not like a whole lot to go over. I think it's more of the same where it's just like any team, any week. Like if you ask me who would be in the Super Bowl right now or divisional games in the playoffs even, I have no idea. I have absolutely no.
It was a funky week. It's
always a funky week, Grant. It's a funky week every week. But I mean, just want to shout out Vikings real quick. JJ McCarthy. I told you guys in the last episode, I said every time the Vikings have been an underdog with that many points, they have covered the spread or they've won.
I think the stat was they're winning outright, right? Like
-1 push. They lost once they pushed. But every other time they have won or they've won. So like to sit on that. And also JJ McCarthy, Grant, first game back versus the Lions in Detroit, put up the same exact stats he put up versus the Chicago Bears in week 1. And I mean literally took like 143 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, 1 interception, the exact same numbers. A great game all around from them, and I think that hopefully that gives a little bit more stability to the quarterback conversation for the Vikings going forward. Other than that, though,
did Aaron Jones get hurt?
He did. He has an AC joint sprain in his shoulder, but he should be good next week. Just Bengals Bears, crazy game. That was a crazy game. Tough loss for you guys of Joe Alt. That's unfortunate.
Real quick on the Bengals. If Joe Burrow was healthy, Everett, what would the score be between Bengals Cowboys? If Joe Burrow was, what would the score of that game be?
Of Joe Burrow, what?
8 million to 7,999,000.
You're talking about he played in this game versus the Bears instead of Joe Flacco?
If Joe Burrow was healthy, no, I know, but we're just talking offense, teams with great offenses and shitty defenses. Bengals and the Cowboys. If they matched up
you're setting a new record, 62 to 65 or something like that. Just random high numbers.
I if there was something that could make this football season fun, it'd be that matchup. I need that to occur next year. We got to get that on like week 2 also before the injuries roll in, Roger. Okay, we need to confirm that game happens. But yeah, no, like the Bengals are a Big 12 football team. The Cowboys are a Big 12 football team. Score 49 a week, give up 50. Like that's just who they are. But I thought this was a very interesting week in terms of just league-wide pictures. I'd say the most, what the hell is this league result was Colts Steelers. Like just when I finally was getting all aboard the Indiana Jones hype train, he had 5 turnovers. He turned the ball over a lot.
He had 5 turnovers.
Yeah.
I was saying before this, like we hadn't had a time where Daniel Jones turned into a pumpkin. And this was Daniel Jones turning into a pumpkin. And I think next week, because we've gotten
not
this
a
game,
jack-o'-lantern,
we've gotten the game. This opportunity now is see how he bounces back next week. If he doesn't bounce back, oh, Danny Dimes. It's not Indiana Jones no more. It's Danny Dimes. Danny Dimes back. But if he comes back, I think we have a little bit more stability with the Colts and the expectations there. If he doesn't, you know, I don't really know what's going to happen with that team. I really don't. And honestly, all the AFC South of this.
Yeah, I'm just feeling that first round exit right now. It's just talking to me every time I think about that team. But I would say also a massive shout out to Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen put one of the greatest performances of his career. Let me just pull this up to give him his full little bit of praise. 23 for 26, 273 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, no picks, 2 rushing touchdowns on top of it. 23 for 26, 270 yards. That's unbelievable. And you're looking at the production for the receiver room. Kincaid, 101 yards, 6 catches. Shakir, 7 catches on 43 yards. Dawson Knox, 3rd highest receiver. Like Josh Allen doesn't have help. Like if Carnell Tate went to the Bills, Everett, oh goodness, he finally has a receiver. Like he needs. I mean,
even at the deadline. Let's talk about this too. The trade deadline is tomorrow. Right? There's going to be a lot of pieces moving around.
Josh Allen deserves to go get a stud receiver.
And I will just say this. This is just an interesting little factoid to me. I'm not exactly 100% sure what the record is of the Bills, Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs versus each other. But Josh Allen is 5-1 versus Patrick Mahomes in the regular season. I don't know if there's ever been another head-to-head rivalry where one quarterback is essentially undefeated against the other in the regular season, while the other one is essentially undefeated versus them in the postseason. Like, I cannot think of a single rivalry that I've ever heard that's been like that. Just complete 180.
Yeah.
And I would take the L's in the regular season to win in the postseason. I would 100% do that.
Take it any day of the week. Rack up those regular season L's like it's nothing. Okay. Collecting L's in the regular season like it's the Infinity Gauntlet. I don't care. Be my guest. The other thing about the Dodgers is that Everett, are we going to make a promise right now to not be Boston sports fans? And moving forward, if the Dodgers ever lose a series, we're just like, okay, beat us in the playoffs. Cool. Beat us in the playoffs. Are we going to become them?
We already had that with the Brewers this season.
Yes, yeah, but like, are we? Oh goodness, we're about to be.
Well, unfortunately, for both of us, we can never be Boston sport fans because our NFL teams.
Physically, it's impossible for us to ever reach that level of annoying.
But Grant, one other thing that I just thought is interesting and statistically related is that the Seattle Seahawks are the 4th best team through 8 games by DVOA since 1978.
What does DVOA stand for?
Which is value above, like, General just
Is that like
performance.
defensive
It's just
value?
general No, it's just like overall performance, like graded. They're the fourth best team through 8 games through since 1978. They trailed only the 2007 Patriots, the 91 Redskins, and the 85 Bears, who were all 8-0 at this point.
And they're 5-3, 6-2.
6-2, I think that sounds right.
Not sure.
I'll fact check right now.
Don't know that one off the top of my head, Cowboy. But I mean, they're kind of rolling right now, the Seahawks. That Darnold to JSN connections looking
6-2. Yeah,
solid.
I mean, I can't exactly say like just the first half Darnold had to start this week was
like 17 for 17. I think was the first half.
I think he was 17. Yeah, for the first half, started off like 18 for 18 and threw a pick.
Yeah,
but 4 touchdowns, like literally laser beams up the middle.
Like his fade balls down the sideline, just putting it in the breadbasket every single, just like it was like, oh shit, Sammy Darn, I haven't seen that out of you. Oh my goodness, holy shit! He's like leads all the PFF QB stats and everything. Darnold, like he's been playing his lights out right now. And I'll also just say right now, just considering throughout the game the consistency, I think this year JSN is just the most impactful receiver in the NFL. Like the target share stats
numbers right now though.
Rashee Rice is really damn good. Don't get me wrong. It's just like the Seattle offense in terms of participation share. JSN has like a 46% like target share in that offense, which would be the highest for a single player in an offense since like the 80s. Like the Seattle offense doesn't go without it doesn't go without JSN, but also it's like throughout the game, he's getting catches every single quarter. He's contributing throughout the game. The one thing about Jamar is my issue is that like I've had him past 2 years in fantasy and I can go through my thing. Every time I've tweeted Bengals, let's throw the ball to Jamar Chase today. That means at halftime, he has 2 targets. And I've tweeted that out like 14 times over the past 2 years. And like that to me, just it's strange because it's like Jamar Chase is the best receiver on the planet, but he's not being used, which it could be situation. Also, hey, T. Higgins on the field, if he's wide open, throw him the ball. Many other factors, don't get me wrong. It's just JSN, he needs to be getting his yards for the Seahawks to win. And I think, just a little more impactful for that offense and how they run. But he's been unreal this year, JSN. Absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking the past. He's put up 132 yards in a tubby, 162 in a tubby, 123 in a tubby, and 129 his last 4 games. 8 catches in every single one.
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely in contention for offensive player of the year right now. Like it's him and CMC in the NFC.
Jonathan Taylor should win it.
But I'm saying the NFC, it's him and
CMC.
Yeah,
I forgot. Those are broken up. I still think CMC should get it over JSN.
But just per wide receiver performances, he's number one. Jamar Chase is up there as well right now. But
yeah, Jamar Chase is unreal. He's unbelievable. And like I also got to get like when healthy, Puka's the best receiver in the NFL. When healthy.
Yeah,
it's just how he's used, sure. How many hits he takes. I don't know how many more 17 game. I don't know if there is another 17 game season in Puka's NFL career, how they use him at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
yeah, no,
takes a lot of hits.
I agree. But I think with that, we'll probably wrap up here. So with that, thank you guys so much for watching, listening, raise 5 stars. You can find us on Spotify, TikTok, Twitter, and on Instagram, Waterboy Pod. You can follow me and Grant on Twitter at Everett69 Waterboy Grant. Post notices every week on YouTube and all podcast platforms. So subscribe, turn notifications to miss a single episode. We also post exclusive content on Instagram and on TikTok as well. So make sure to check us out there. So miss anything else. And with that, we'll see you guys in the next episode. Waterboys out.